Hey you all, so it's after my shift at the crib. I wanted to do a post-shift assessment. So I was like, okay, what did I like about my shift? Because I'm really looking to see what am I enjoying about nursing so that I can really narrow in on what I want to do. Because I have a few options about, yeah, my lips chapped, everything dry, y'all, but it's okay. I'm okay. Nurse B is okay, trust me. So I was like, what did I like about my shift? I was like, what did I say I like? I didn't think about it yet. I'm thinking, what did I like about my shift? I liked how composed I felt. I felt like even though the floor was it was pretty hectic, I was very composed. I was relatively quiet throughout the shift. I had my moments where I was talking and goofy and stuff like that, and me and the other nurse was talking, and I was chatty with people, but for the most part, I didn't react as much as I could have reacted to everything that people said. You know how sometimes people, it's you keep hearing them all day, you keep seeing them all day, they're there, their energy is on. I was way more, I think because the nurse I was working with, she was more hype. So I was more chill. She was cool though. She was cool. But I felt like everybody worked good today. I really felt that. It was a little bit, I told y'all on the floor with them A's, but they was working together, but they was working on a hip, child. That's a little bit different than working together. They was glued, almost to the detriment of the floor, because it's they were on each other's hip, but they was both, y'all working. The thing is it's best to work not in tandem with someone else, not on their hip, because, and I don't even want, tandem is probably more so on the hip. It's more, no, because in tandem, somebody has to go to front, somebody got to do the back. Yeah, so it's just there's no reason for y'all to be in the same exact rooms at the same time for most of your shift. Y'all can work together, but it's a difference. And then also the person, like I said, was all the way on the other unit. It's almost, this person was on a separate unit. In the computer, you had to go to a separate unit to find these dang on patients on the other side. And the other CNA was at the front of the unit I was on. She was at the front. So I'm you're literally going to another floor trying to be tandem partners. No, because what if y'all up here for an hour and a half and your patient's down there on the floor, got call light on, daughter on the phone, want to talk to somebody, and such and such still ain't got no socks on. That's type of stuff that be happening when you working like that. Now, if you're gonna be buddy, y'all gotta be on the same floor, almost on the same assignment, hall partners. I said I see if they was hall partners, because to me, I think when you have hall partners, either they don't know, don't show, or don't care what goes on in the damn Calico. What they doing? Anyhow, the AC came home. When you're hall partners and you're working together, that makes total sense. Now, of course, you still need to have time when y'all apart. So, two is better than one. If y'all doing everything, but unless it's a unit that needs that, it's some stuff like a shower. Two people don't need to be in there for. I told y'all, while that person there with the shower, somebody else could be making somebody bed real quick, or taking people out the dining room, putting them in their room for a minute, giving them their call light and walk out while that person, that's the stuff. That's how you work together. It was weird, but I didn't see it. Everybody kept commenting on it, so I kind of got bits of what people were saying, and then also what I was observing myself. I didn't I don't even want to keep talking about it, but it wasn't horrible though, because everybody's energy was still cool. Even though there was undertones of okay, y'all know y'all don't have to work like this, and it was some stuff I told y'all what happened, and I was kind of just but I was just whatever. I just told them what I needed. I told them to get my vitals, and it was close to lunchtime, and I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get them done until we figured out that one of the managers said she was gonna put the orders in for the new admit, because I said I was gonna do so we had a new admit. It wasn't on my side, it was the other nurse side, but the day was so crazy that I was I'll do the orders, girl. I'll put your orders in. Because she was I never did an admission. I was okay, I'll put the orders in, because at least the orders is cool. But when I tell you, as soon as I said that, when I tell you, I told you I had to send 2 patients out to the hospital. I had a patient fall on me an hour before. I didn't even tell y'all that. I had a patient fall on me. But they okay. I got everything done with them, charted. Everything is done with them. I should have charted that. I should have charted that. But it's okay. I did it though. Damn it, I should have charted that. Now that I think about it. But it's okay. That'd be the thing. I really was thinking this whole shift, what all do I need to do? Because when I get home, I ain't trying to think about this dang on place. I chart everything, and I really did. But because I did that right at the end of the day, and I was literally walking out before I did it. I had to fax something to the pharmacy. And I should have charted that I faxed it to the pharmacy, but I was like, kept having to stop, do stuff, go back to the computer, come back. I kept remembering like, oh, I got to chart this. I got to chart this. The other nurse reminded me like, don't you got to? I was like, yeah, I did tell you I had to chart that. Thank you for reminding me. She's like, I knew you wouldn't. No. I said, thank you for reminding me. No, thank you. Like, I needed to chart that. So when I got that patient, like, I'm just thinking about everything I did. I felt really good today. I even had a wound nurse come and do the wounds. Because if I would have had to do the wounds, when I tell you Nurse B was probably be, I ain't trying to stay there all Friday night or evening. But anyhow, my husband just dropped the kids over to their grandma's house. Yeah, when I tell you, I'm relaxed because these kids is gone. I love my baby. They're my babies. I love my babies, but it ain't nothing like getting off work and your kids. So all I had to do was go to the store, get some stuff for my husband, mom to cook. And it wasn't even that much stuff. And I needed to go there anyways to get a few things. And I got that and came home, and my husband had already had their stuff. I know they closed, chat. I don't know what he packed for them kids to wear. If anybody know what I'm talking about, sometimes it's me and you be like, what did you just pack for her to wear? Like, would you wear that? Just think about it. Would you put the colors together and them stripes and them? But they was cute though. They hair done, so my baby's hair is done. So they hair done, so they gonna be cute. They got some cute shoes on. They be alright. What was I gonna say? And they gonna just be in their grandma's house. Their grandmother and grandfather house. Grandparents. What else? With this shift, y'all, I almost fell asleep in the car. I was so tired. I had got up and went for a walk before work. That's why I ended up going late, because I was just walking. I've been waking up and walking in the morning, and I had left my phone in the house because I'm like, I just don't want to take my phone. And my husband's like, don't do that. I was like, what? He's like, you can walk in the morning, but that phone need to be on you, okay? The hell? Keep your phone on you. I like if I have it on, like, I don't want the energy of the phone. Like, I want to be connected from the phone. Like, F that phone. But I probably do need it. I probably do need the phone. What else was I going to say? It was a pretty decent shift. I took my break. I ate my food. I was drinking fluid in between everything. I know I had to refill my water bottle, so I was drinking fluid. I made sure I was hydrated. And I had watermelon this morning. I should have showed y'all the watermelon was so fire. Ooh! When I tell you I was running late, but I had cut up that watermelon, child, off that rind, sliced it for some little chunks of it, so all I had to do was pull it out. But I had a fork too. I didn't have to use no hand, just a little fork, put it in a cup. That was my breakfast. Watermelon is best to eat as breakfast on an empty stomach with just some water. If you just got water in your system, nothing else, just watermelon in the morning, fine. And it just helps to flush us it helps to flush out your system. So for me, I've been doing it consistently, so it doesn't automatically do it. But if like you've never done it before, do it when you at home. When because your body has to get used to being hydrated like that. And also, yeah, do it in the morning. Do it in the morning and do it at home. It's kind of like drinking coffee for some people, how it makes you go to the bathroom. It's similar to that because of the way that your body digests. It's a high water content and it's a sugar content. So your digestive system is going to go right through it. Especially if like, it could be different. Like some people, they might not feel the effects of it. But if you like don't drink coffee for real too, you really gonna feel it. If you are drinking a lot of water, it's gonna really help everything to open up for you, which is good. You need that. I know that people don't want to hear that, but hey, I'm a nurse. We're obsessed with bodily fluids, secretions, everything. Now we don't necessarily care for them, but we are obsessed with like documenting how they look and assessing them. Like that's what we have to do. So I'm obsessed with poop. Did you poop? I need to know if that GI system is right. It's very important. So I have been doing some research about becoming an ICU nurse and just being an ICU nurse. I kind of got an idea of what I want to do. So my goal is I really want to get a solid 5 years bedside ICU before I take another, like that's just one of my things. I would say 2 to 5 years bedside ICU within the next, because I'm really thinking about the next 6 years of my life, what I want it to look like. I don't know if I told y'all that, but this is like my next life plan that I need to work on right now. Because I know this sounds interesting, but like I had a life plan when I was first went to college when I was young. I went to college when I was 15, 16. And I had, because I graduated when I was 8. Okay, yeah. So 16. 16. Anyhow, went to college at 16. And I was planning my life then. Then life happened. Life planned me. Life was like, oh, that's your plan? I got a way better plan for you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of this, put it here. We're going to mix it up. But anyhow, I had a plan then. And then once I came back to St. Louis, started going things, and I realized what I was going to do with school next. I had a plan then when I had my LPN, when I was going for my LPN. Then I didn't have a plan when I did my CNA. I had no idea I was going to be a nurse. I didn't know. I had legit, all I was doing was I was working there. I was like, okay, this is a job. This is a job in healthcare. How did I get here? How did I get here? And I'm feeling really, we just had a Mercury retrograde, and I was not nostalgic. But now, during this shadow period, I'm becoming way more nostalgic. And not necessarily nostalgic, because I'm not dwelling on it in a way that I feel like nostalgia kind of invokes. But it's more so like I'm really looking back. Holding back this. Like that song, like I'm really looking back on some things. Like, and I'm looking at it from a totally different perspective. That's why it's very, because I never thought about the fact that I did not have a plan when I became a CNA. I was not thinking at all about my next step in life. I mean, I was thinking about it. I was focused on entrepreneurship. And then that's when I was becoming a CNA. I was 20. When did I become a CNA? I became a 20, because I want to give y'all a reference on some things. If you've never been to my channel, I'm going to give y'all, this NurseB history, okay? Part whatever. So I became a CNA. Thank you. Now mine probably going to turn on. But anyhow, y'all stay quiet. I had became a CNA at the age of 22, 23, because I graduated like the December before 2020. Yeah, so 22. Dang, was I CNA at 22? I'm believing I was. I became one at 22. 22 to 23, one of those. I didn't realize I was that much young, because when I'm looking back, 22, 23 back then was 22, 23. I felt old as hell. Oh, I felt old at 22, 23, because I had started planning my life at 16. I went to college at 16, so I had my life planned out, and I was just like, oh, this is not what I planned on. And then I became a CNA. I was pretty chill about it. I just didn't really know what it was. Take care of older people, and then I really saw what it was, and I was just like, oh God, okay. And then I got used to it. I got way better. I was that CNA. If I could go back and do anything, I would do CNA again, but in a different way. I really liked being a CNA. I really, really liked being a CNA, and I liked where I was as a CNA. Like I have a very strong structure when it comes to nursing, because I wasn't a CNA for that long. I was CNA for 2 years before I became a nurse, because I became a nurse when I was 24 when I became a nurse, an LPN. And then when I went for my RN, I graduated, I became an RN at 30. Hey, when did I become an RN? 31. I was 31 when I became an RN. So CNA 22. I want to say 23. No, I was 22. CNA 22. LPN 25. No, 24. Going on 25, because it was in 2015. So I became a CNA at 22, LPN at 24, RN at 31. So it's like, but in between my RN, I had my kids. I had my kids, stayed married in between that time. So, but I got married before I even became a CNA. So I got married young. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm thinking about this next. I just took forever to give y'all my life history. Only for me to say right now, I'm really thinking about, okay, what's the next 6 years look like for me? Because my husband and I both are really like looking at how things are gonna look for our family, and like how we're going to like usher in this new era in our lives, because I definitely see that. I'm 32. My husband just turned 33, and you know, we're in our 30s now, so we're really assessing things. Now I feel like we've always assessed and knew where we wanted to be, but now we're like really addressing it, and it's all coming even more into fruition. And so we're like, okay, and we're on a better, we're like on the same page about a lot of stuff. So it's helping us to turn the page, child. So that's what we're looking forward to. Like, okay, what's the next page gonna look like, the next chapter? And on an individual level, for me, what I'm thinking about is specializing in ICU nursing, mainly because I may go the CRNA route. And even if I choose to not go that route, having even a year of ICU experience, the pay goes up. And also it's a specialty, and within that specialty I can do pediatrics, I can do neuro, cardiac, I can do surgical, medical. Like there's a lot here, and then it's just a lot that I can learn within that, even if I choose not to go to CRNA, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna start off with just regular ICU, and I've been writing down what I want these schools or these jobs to do. So I want, like, the next, not only do I want the ICU experience at a hospital that I feel like is going to give me that within that year, I want a real solid foundational year, because to me, I know me as a person, the way that I start off, like, that really pushes off. Like that's I need that to be on point, the way things start. So with the ICU, I want to start somewhere. Like, I don't like to have to start and do things one way and then go somewhere else. I gotta change the way I gotta do it. I do like to do that, but I want to have a strong foundation of knowing exactly what needs to be done before I start to switch things up. And sometimes when you're like learning stuff from people, or when you're learning in general, sometimes if you don't get a thorough understanding of things, like your initial way of learning about it has to be on point with a lot of things in life, honestly. But you can change it. It's just harder. It's because that's what you stick with. The way you first learned it is usually what you stick with. But of course, there's times when somebody will say, do this instead, and you will be able to catch on to that. But like the way I do blood sugars, I've learned how to do it my way, but I've been told how to do it a lot of different ways too. And so I've adapted the way I do it. But at the end of the day, we know the foundation of doing a blood sugar is you get the whatever you're going to use. Of course, introduce yourself to the patient. Anyhow, get the swab, get that, look at them fingers. Whatever you're using, look at it, find a good one. Okay, we pressing. I don't know if that's part of the books, but we know what we be doing. Press, make sure it what's plump, what look plump. Go ahead and clean it, stick it. Now, no matter how you do it, you clean it, you stick it. You might swipe it again, then do it again, or you clean it, you stick it, however you do in between, but do whatever. You read it, clean it again. You might have them hold something, whatever you do, and then boom, record it, yada yada yada. But the way you do it, that's the swag of being a nurse. That's the art of nursing, honestly. The science is the way they want you to do it. And the science behind it, the theories behind it. That's the science of nursing. That's why nursing is so dope, because nursing is a blend of art and science, meaning that there's hardness to this. There's science. There's the hard evidence. This is the evidence of what is in front of us. This person's BUN is this. This is this. This is this. This is this. That's right there in front of you. On top of that, the art of nursing is how do you talk to your patients? How do you communicate? How do you make that eye contact? How do you convey some type of concern or something like that to somebody? How do you communicate certain things to people? How do you pick up on your patients and their mannerisms, and you learn how to talk to them in a certain way? Change the tone of your voice. Looking at the titles of a person and looking at how their age might be, and thinking about how you need to talk to them. That's the art of nursing. That's the art of nursing. But the science is the science. The art is you, because that is still a human connection, but it's a human robot. Basically, nurses are considered to be like, they're supposed to be like human robots. They still have the humanistic energy, but the robotic energy is that part of us that has to be analytical, critical. It has to be subjective, most importantly. It has to be very subjective, fact oriented or using observations and saying things as you observe them. What did you observe? Document that. So, but then again, you can't say, but then again, you're not going to observe how you was feeling, how you was relating things. You do, but it's not the art. It was there. You had to do it. There was an art behind it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know the art of nursing. Okay, the art and science of nursing. Your Fave Nurse B presents the art and science of nursing. Okay, I'm loving the way these leaves are. It feels like it's like leaf print instead of like, oh, you know how sometimes you see the waves on top of fabric, but this is the leaf. I love it. It's the leaf. Okay, so let me think. Is there anything else I want to talk about? So yeah, I'm thinking about doing ICU for a year. First, I'm thinking about specialties. ICU for a year, and then after that, I'll get an idea of like, do I want to go ahead and do like PICU for a year, or do I want to do like PICU PRN somewhere, or like part-time, get a little part-time PICU job while I'm also doing like, what do you call it? I really want to do a surgical, like, I want to do a little bit of surgical nursing since I may decide to do that CRNA route, but I'll probably do that like towards the end. But then that second year, I want to focus on cardiac, because I know, like, once you know cardiac and you understand cardiac, that could put you in a lot of positions too. On top of, like I said, the ICU, just, you know, regular medical ICU. And then, like I said, I might do some PICU in between that, but it's not going to be full time. But just so I can have that background, even like 6 months, like I said, like 6 months of PICU, I believe will put me in a position to do some things that I'm planning on doing. And then that's 2 years. So that'll be my first 2 years. 2 years I feel like is the minimum I'll do. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about the 2 years. Beyond that, I would probably need to get some burn experience. And like I said, get some surgical experience in there. And then that last year, if I go for 5 years, completely doing it, I'll get an idea of what I want to do. But my goal, I'm going to just tell y'all one goal is, I know I'm going back to school. I don't know if I'm doing all nursing. I'm going to do some other things other than nursing. And my goal is to have a double major, or either a major and a minor. I'm still regulating. Regulators! How? I need to hear that song. And also the original. Anyways, my throat is parched. What else did I want to tell you? So that's my goal, but at least 2 years, and I'm gonna squeeze in some PICU experience, or even pediatric experience. It might not be PICU. I might even do like pediatric. I'm gonna need to do some peds in that first bit. I'll see. It'll come to me what's next. It'll come to me. But that's kind of what I'm thinking for that. And we'll see. We'll see. You all know, like, I was ER, die-hard ER. But with ICU, it's so specialized, and you can still see a lot and do a lot in it. But it's specialized, and with that experience, you can make a decent amount of money, especially like with traveling. There's a lot of opportunities with that experience. Plus, that's really special. It's specialized, and I feel like it'd be a nice juxtaposition. Okay, not even juxtaposition. It'd be a nice opposite to what I'm doing right now with long-term care. But my goal is to get this experience that I'm getting right now, do this for another, I would say 6 months to a year, and then do ICU. Then get somewhere as a staff nurse, full-time ICU nurse. Child, that already sounds like something that I gotta really think about. Nah, I'm okay with it. 3 days a week is fine. It's totally fine with me. Just a matter of my kids both being in school, and right now they're not both in school, so it's like, But once they're both in school, and then my husband more than likely will be able to change his schedule, because he's looking to change his schedule the time he goes into work. So those 3 days would be no problem. I would more than likely start probably, like I said, six months to a year. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I really urge you all to take time and assess like where your career is going, where your life is going, and are you on the path towards it? And then if not, like just do some things, shift some things around. I don't know if I told y'all, but I applied for my Illinois license. So I live in Missouri, but I'm literally like 30 minutes from Illinois. So I applied for my Illinois license. Well, I didn't apply. I had to, in order to apply, you have to put your transcript up. So I just requested my transcript, waiting for that to come. Once I get that, then I'll apply for that. And I don't know, we'll see how long it takes. But I'm just gonna have it so I have it because it's right there. Because Illinois is not a compact state, because they be playing games. Quit playing games, y'all. They're like, yeah, I ain't playing no games. It's about that money we making. Like, it's about that money, because they want nurses to have to keep paying to get licenses there, which is okay. It's just it's right there. Like, y'all literally right there, and I can't practice it. But it's cool, I'm getting my license. So that's that. I just want to come on and talk to y'all for a minute. It's been more than a minute. And I probably should edit a video. I'm gonna edit a video tonight and post it for y'all. What else? Might post it in the morning. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all I want to tell y'all. I'm talking like we about to, like girl, that's all I want to tell you. Girl, I'm gonna talk to you later. Was there anything else?